Welcome back to the shop, everyone. I'm going to be continuing work on this axe head. Hopefully I'll finish this axe head up in this video. That's to be determined. But I'm very excited to keep working on this project. I haven't been able to spend as much time in the shop as I had planned and wanted to this past week. So I'm very excited to keep progressing and keep working on this piece. So starting off, I will be smoothing the transition between the steel and the aluminum parts. I want these to flow. I want it to look like the steel and the aluminum is just one piece, like it's supposed to be together. You can see it's just a little bit jagged in between those transitions. So I'm going to start by smoothing those up on the bench grinder. We're finally ready to heat treat the steel tip and the back plate. Now, by no means am I a heat treating expert. I'm actually pretty new to it. I've been reading up. So please do correct me if anything I say is wrong. But the gist of heat treating is you heat up the steel to what they call a transformational point, and that's where a magnet is no longer attracted to the steel. And then you quench it in some sort of bath, usually warm oil or water bath. And what that does is it brings down the temperature very quickly, creating martensite in the steel. Now, martensite is a really finely grained, tightly packed structure which creates strength in your steel. So you want small grain size because that is what gives the steel strength. If you have a coarse grain size, then your steel is more likely to break or be brittle. So once you quench, then you temper. And tempering is heating up the steel again to about 350, 450-ish degrees and letting it sit there. And you can do multiple cycles of that because that will transform any remaining austenite into martensite. So you get increased strength, but also it draws out some of that hardness. So, for example, like your edge, it will be less likely to chip through use. So that's what I'm going to do. I've used this steel in the past. I don't know exactly what kind of steel it is. Usually every kind of steel has a unique way to heat treat it, and if you can, you want to know exactly what kind of steel you're using so that you heat treat it correctly. I don't know what kind of steel this is exactly. I've tried to oil quench it before and it doesn't work. It doesn't get hard enough, so I'm going to try water this time. Hopefully that'll give me some better results. I've let the foundry heat up a little bit. You want to be careful not to burn off the carbon in the steel, or else the steel won't be able to be heat treated as well as it could be. I'll let this sit, check it periodically, check it with the magnet, see if it's still attractive or not. That ain't no good. It's checking the temperature using this little extendo magnet thing, and that heat broke the bond, that glue bond, and bye-bye magnet. Okay, well, that was $7 well spent. Let's see how they're looking. And yeah, they look red, so we'll go with that. Straight out of quenching, and these things are looking good. Let's see what kind of hardness we're getting here. Well, it's not super hard, but it's a lot harder than what I was working with. I think that'll work just fine. Yeah, you can even hear it in the metal. It has that kind of tinginess. You can tell it's just a lot harder. So we're going to go ahead and move these into the tempering oven. put it in here for probably 1 or 2 cycles at, let's go, 400 degrees. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna let them sit. So I think I'm gonna kind of follow the curves of this log as is, and make that my axe handle. All right, that's looking real good. The steel is completely heat treated now. Did 2 tempering cycles, an hour long each, and you can see it's gained some color, which is a true sign of being tempered. So that's a good sign. I'm ready to start cleaning these up. Going to the point of no return. We are epoxying in the steel. It's going to be permanent. It's now the next day. I let the epoxy dry, and I'm ready to add my pins to hold in the steel front and back plate. So I went ahead and cut these down to size. I've already added one of the pins, and I'll just run you through the basic process of what I'm doing. It's just like you would for a knife handle. You leave a little bit of extra room on the pins that can be tapped down and tampered and spread out and kind of mushroomed out to hold the pins in place. I trimmed off the top of the handle, so it should be nearly flush with the axe head. I made up a wooden wedge and then 2 of these metal wedges, which will be nailed in crossways to hold in the axe handle and the axe head. Ladies and gents, I'm done with the axe. I'm so happy to be done with this. I've been in the workshop for 4 weeks now working on it. It's been a lot of fun, but it's also reminded me how little I really know about the things that I'm working on. You know, I still have a long way to go as far as craftsmanship goes. And so it's very humbling just to be reminded with every step how much improvement I really need to refine my skills to get to the point where I want to be. That being said, I'm still really proud of this. You know, I learned a lot in the making of this, and I look forward to trying it out. So next week I'll be posting a video of me taking this out to the woods and actually splitting wood with it. So we'll see how it fares there. And if you haven't already watched the first 2 parts of this video, please go check them out, and please subscribe for more weekly videos. Thanks.